So today I'm out here driving through El Dorado Canyon. It is raining today, and I just wanted to take a hike through a wash that I've been wanting to hike through. And I just wanted to see how the mountains look, the layers and the sand and the dirt, the different colors of rocks when they're wet. And hope you guys like this. We'll see how it goes. I am going to be walking up the wash. The Colorado River is right behind me. Right here you can see lots of layers in between the sands and contact zones. But I just want to keep walking and see what is available to see and prospect. But I'm not looking for anything particular, just out here walking. It's super nice out here, just a total different environment than when you come out here when it's all dry and there's no has not rained or any water has hit the ground or surface. So just a totally different environment. I'm out here in El Dorado Canyon and I'm just walking the washes. It is raining today and I just figured I'm gonna come out here and see what it's like in the rain. I've been out here a few times, but I never really walked a lot. I got my pack, I got my backpack, I got a safety aid kit, I got my water, and I just wanted to come out here and take a hike and see what's out here. And right here, you can see where the rain has washed away this dirt. And you can see this quartz vein, or I believe it's a quartz vein. There's quartz in there. This is quartz. Quartz. Rain is literally washing it away. So maybe I could find some gold in there, who knows? But I'm gonna keep walking. I just thought this was pretty interesting. And I'm pretty sure that's what they call sugar quartz. See how it's like the rain is just washing it away. So I'm gonna do a little bit of research and find out if I should be maybe sampling some of the sand and maybe panning some of the sand and seeing if I got gold in there. But you see a layer right here, contact layer. So there's lots of them. I'm gonna keep walking and see what else I see out here in the wash. Yes, I'm gonna title this Walking Washes. Just new perspective, new visibility. Also, I want to go visit this because it used to be like on one of those, but it fell. So I just want to go check it out. I'm also into finding like semi-precious gemstones. So if I could find any of those, that would be great. And also like Native American artifacts or like mortars, pestles, arrowheads, like just petroglyphs, like any of that type of stuff. I don't even want to keep it. I just want to see it for myself, my own eyes. And if I can get some footage of it, that would be pretty cool. Like even finding a rock that, you know, might contain an amethyst or something crazy inside. Like, would just be cool to find something, you know. And I feel like just by walking out here, walking these washes, kind of opens you up to those opportunities. So we'll see what happens. If I don't find anything, hey, I got a great walk, great stress reliever, and great views and beautiful nature. A bird dropping petroglyph. What do they say? Big rocks equal big gold. Today I'm just out here walking the washes, not looking for anything particular. Just looking around. I think I got a dry spot. I wanna, if it gets too rainy out here, I can stay dry. But then this thing could fall on me at any moment. So I better get out of the way. There is tales of an indigenous man that lived out here, an infamous indigenous man by the stories that have been enacted upon him. His name was Cujo, and he lived out here between late 1800s and 1940s, I believe. I have heard stories from Piru elders, like in articles and stuff, that say that a lot of these stories are untrue or just unclear. The reason I say the infamous Cujo because between 1910 and 1919, they say he was accused of killing between 7 and 30 people in El Dorado Canyon and the surrounding regions. Significant accusations against Cujo, which created multiple posses to organize to find and arrest Cujo. El Dorado Canyon held many different groups in its vicinity around the river systems. Spanish, Mexican, and Euro-American populations quickly came for gold, of course. The native populations around here were out fighting and protecting these sacred lands and probably sacred rituals and places of worship for them, which they were just trying to protect. So you could just imagine he very possibly was walking down this very wash just the way I am. And it said that he had one club foot, like his foot was rounded at the bottom. So I always try to look around to see if I could see like in a rock or old mud that's been hardened, like if I could see a footprint and a club, you know, and that would be like that was that Native American gentleman that was running around hiding from authorities out here. So amongst these settlers, miners, natives, and soldiers, there was Cujo, and he was out just killing people, so they say. You know, he was probably mad. He probably was hurting for food, money, probably didn't have places to stay. And a lot of these lands were sold for, they say, $1, you know. And so possibly he was just being a savage, running around and killing people and stealing. Cujo was a hermit, hiding and living out here, adopting old or possibly hidden mines to live in. They say Cujo would do anything to stay alive, recognized as a cold-blooded killer. People would see glimpses of him throughout the 1920s, but no one ever really seen him for sure. He was hiding in these washes, canyons, and mines. It's super interesting. Prospectors in the 1940s found his mummified remains out here. They found dynamite and other items from the Boulder Dam building, which is known as the Hoover Dam. They say he was bitten by a snake. That's how they found him dead, mummified in a cave. It's funny because the sheriff that was out looking for him had actually ended up buying his mummified body and putting him out on display. That's just a little story that I've heard about Cujo. And so when I'm out here, I'm always trying to find clues or maybe some type of artifacts that he might have been out here, or some tools that he might have been using to make food or any type of survival, any type of resources for surviving. Also, last week when I was at King's Mine at Mick's property, Mick had showed me a petroglyph, and it just proved to me that there's definitely Native American artifacts around here. It might be washed away or just very hidden, but I feel like every time it rains, it just washes off a layer for you to see another foot, another 2 feet, and you just never know what you're going to discover every time it rains out here. Right here we have some old piping, water piping possibly, running from the Colorado River up west to those Tatacup or those other mines that are up there that I've been visiting. And like I said, I'm not sure what I'm looking for. I'm just out here being observant, trying to see anything different or something I didn't notice, or just get familiar with the area and the land. There's literally so many coves, washes, canyons out here. You could spend your whole lifetime out here and never see everything, like not even close. And just more opportunity to find stuff. Like I say, once I get a metal detector, I really feel like, you know, I might find a lot of bullets, but amongst those bullets, hopefully I could find some other type of rare metals or something. Even between the contact layers and the sands and stuff, I really want to find, I think that's what they're out here looking for, is other types of like semi-precious gemstones and different types of minerals and gems. So it'd be cool to find some cool rocks. I mean, if you're solely just into rocks, this is probably where you would want to come, because there's nothing but rocks here. But very beautiful place. This shot is for the people who love rocks. The last time I was down here, Steve and I, my buddy Steve, we ran into a few snakes out here. Right along this ridge, actually, we ran into a couple snakes along this wall because they were trying to hide in the shade. So that was pretty interesting and pretty scary for me, but he's used to snakes, so he wasn't too scared. I hope you guys like this video. It's kind of boring. I'm just walking the wash and yapping my jaw. I just wanted to come out here. The weather was rainy and I just felt like taking a hike. Last time we were out here, there was rattlesnakes, but I don't think it's snake season. But right here, there was where the rattlesnakes are hanging out. I've also seen tarantulas and scorpions out here. Also these crazy white hornet things, which somebody in the comments said they were some crazy, pretty killer hornets or wasp or whatever. Somebody in the comments also said there's mountain lions out here. And I'm not gonna lie, as I'm walking around here, it's kind of hard because I have my hood on to hear. But I'm so paranoid. I'm like, dude, if I see a mountain lion or whatever, I'm done. I already know I'm done coming out here. I am close to the road, so I feel like any kind of big predator is probably not going to be this close to the road just because it's vulnerable. But I mean, if you're hungry or you're desperate, you just never know. And if I'm in the wrong spot or in the resting area where it's hiding, yeah, that's going to be my lucky day. That's for sure. Well, till next time, you guys, my camera just randomly stopped working. I don't know what happened. I must have entered a different dimension. But till next time, I guess that's just the end of this hiking trip. I didn't make it all the way through because the camera stopped working. So